another stream. As you can tell by the stream, my cold is a little bit better, but it's still not like totally better. I think I've sort of come through the worst of it, and I'm just sort of battling that sort of like end of it. So I think I am like slowly starting to get like a bit better. I do feel a bit better in myself. So that's a good thing. It's just mainly a little bit of a runny nose now. My throat did go a little bit sore, but that's sort of coming towards the end. So it's all good. If you didn't know, if you didn't watch the last stream, I made like a big announcement, but I had a cold, and that was kind of like where the cold was quite bad. So why? Yeah. So if you watch the last stream, you'll know that I briefly spoke about DJing at the Hull Fair, doing the waltzes again. And if you really didn't know, I did it last year once as a one-off, and I played like 20 minutes or something. And then this year, to be honest, wasn't really even expecting to play. It was like a really, I just thought, I'll go down, see what's popping, see what's happening. Then next minute, did I want to play? Did I want to do the last set? So all right, yeah, I'll do it. But I've got no USB stick or anything with me. So I rush all the way back home to get this USB stick. I'm on the phone to my mum, panicking like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Get there, get back with the stick in time, and oh, it's a little bit. And anyway, I got back and I was about 2 minutes late from when my set should have started. So I jumped on, span a couple of tunes, and they shut the ride and they closed up for the night. And I thought, I went all that way back to get my stick. So anyway, the following day, I most certainly made up for it, and I span on the waltzers all night. As you'll see, there's some videos on my channel. So I span all night, and that was a shed load of fun. We sort of went for, we sort of mixed it up between bounce and hardcore, and it was just really fun. It was really fun to do. I played a shed load of feel good bounce tunes that speeded up a little bit. Like I say, we did go into a little bit of hardcore, but nothing too much, and kept it mainly bouncy that night, and it was actually a really good vibe. It was enjoyable. It was just me in that booth and nobody else, sort of like, getting in my way, and it was me and the tunes, and it was just a buzz looking out there and watching the riders go around, and it was most certainly a step up from playing 2 songs the day before and doing about 20 minutes the following, the year before. It definitely really made up for it. So I was absolutely buzzed. It was, it was absolutely just a good thing. It was a good vibes all night. So anyway, so that happened, and then on the Thursday, I actually found out that one of my actors in my old Park Drive series was actually working on a ride at the fair. And I've never met this guy before. I've only ever spoke to him over the PlayStation. So I had to take the opportunity to go down and see him in person, see him in flesh, So I did that. And as I did that, I was, thought I'd just call by the waltzers again. Chill at the fair for a bit. I'm only going to be stuck at home if I don't. And I might as well make use while it's here. It's only there for 1 week, innit? And then I got asked again, do you want to go and play a set? I didn't have a stick on me again, and I think, I maybe should have had a stick on me just in case. But this time there was like plenty more time for me to come home and get the stick. So I was kind of like, I've got time to go and get the stick actually. So I went and got the stick, which was, which didn't take me too long. Then I got back to the fair. And it was only again really to jump on and play a couple of tunes and then to shut the ride, because I'm getting put on like last, like last of the night. But I wasn't too fussed, because I thought, well, I made up for it the day before and did like 6-7 hours nearly. sort of more or less from about 5:30 until about 11, about 10:30, quarter to 11 at night. So I wasn't too fussed, to be honest. It was, so I thought, because I've done, because I did that sort of like bit more of a day yesterday, and I wasn't too fussed. And then Friday, I didn't go to the fair at all because I was at an event in Scunthorpe with the layman, supporting the sounds of Hard Drive, which I will just say was a really absolutely belting night. It was shed load of fun, loads of people there that I knew, and just having a laugh, and just enjoying the vibe, and just getting about and supporting things and supporting the brands really. Scott Brown and Distorted Dreams, they were headlining, and everyone there all played banging sets, which was really good. It was absolutely belting. Because of the cold, I was a little unsure on the morning. Am I gonna go? Am I not gonna go? And I really wanted to go because I'd said to the promoter, look, I'll be there at your event. I'll come down and show me support. I always do. I always like to come down and show me support, and shed support and stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't want to let them down. When I'd already said, like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna come. So I was a little bit like, yeah, I've got to try and do my best to go. So obviously Friday I missed the fair itself, and then Saturday, because it was the last night, I thought I'll go because it's the last night. And I'll see it one more time before it goes. And this time I decided that I'll have a stick and stuff ready with me just in case they do say, do you want to play? And they did. They said, do the last set again. But I actually got longer than just a couple of tunes because it was a little bit busier, and it just went on a little bit longer. Than it did like some of the other nights. It got like nearer to 11 o'clock. So I did get chance to play a good few tunes actually. It just spun some hardcore, which was quite good. So I was, I enjoyed it most definitely. And yeah, it was just it was a shed load of fun to DJ the waltzers, from the off really, and I just can't wait, to do it again next year. It's going to be a shed load of fun. It's a bit different as well, and I had a lot of people actually texting me, and a lot of people that were actually, like sort of coming into my inbox, and how did you get, how did you end up getting, to play on the waltzers, and how can I do it and stuff like that. And I suppose really I don't really know how I got a set really, to be honest. It was just kind of like I had a little go last year, and they recognised me, and then I guess really in a way it was just kind of because I knew some other people that was doing it, and there was like a free slot at the end of, when they'd all finished doing their slots. They just said, oh, jump on, probably because they knew it was going to be dead, and there was going to be hardly anybody coming on the ride at that time, and they'll be closing the ride soon anyway. But nevertheless, it was fun to get behind there. And then there was actually nobody from the stomping side of things doing the Wednesday, which is when I thought I'll go down. And I went down with the DJ Prime, and decided that that we do we do the night there as the others worked there, and it worked really well. It was a really enjoyable vibe, and most definitely fun. But people was asking like how did you get on it? How was how did you get a set at the waltzers, and how did you manage to do it? And it's something I've always wanted to do. And all I really did, I suppose, was walk down and turn up to the fair. Do you know what I mean? I didn't go asking anybody. I didn't even go down there like sort of expecting to get a set. I just thought I'll go down there, see what's going on, support the sounds, and I just thought, let's do it really. Let's do it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was enjoyable. I've just had a comment on one of my videos about it now, with the barriers around the edge now. Can people stand around the back and around the ride? Well, there's a question right there. There is these little barriers, where I'm looking out to when I'm DJing, there's like a little entrance exit. It's the exit to the ride, but it's our like entrance and exit for coming on to DJing. And when the ride is spinning round, we do just stand up to these yellow barriers. And we do, but not like loads of us. It's like maybe one or two of us at the most. And then when the ride comes to a stop and everybody exits, we all go back outside and jump down, and we give them room, to get out, get off the ride and stuff. And especially sort of like midnight, 7, half 7, 8 o'clock, the ride's heaving, so people are coming on and off all the time, so it's just one of them, innit? But yeah, it was a shed load of fun to do. Like I say, I definitely can't wait. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's this year on the Walsers really. I said I'd do a live about it. There wasn't really too much to talk about. You go in the booth, you spin tunes for about half an hour, and then another guy takes over and spins tunes for half an hour, and you go around a little bit of a cycle and a circle. It just goes on like that really, unless there isn't as many people there, and then you sort of do a little bit longer maybe, or do a little bit of a B2B each or something if there's only two of you. It just varies. It's just like a varied thing really. Whether you do it, whether you don't do it. But yeah, it's a shed load of fun to do. For anybody who's sort of thinking, I'd like to DJ on the Walsers, I'd like to DJ on the fair. I don't actually know what Walsers do it. Like, I know the one I was on, I know they do it, but I'm not really too sure like where else that Walsers goes, how far it travels. I'm not entirely certain, to be honest, but I suppose it, just go to your local fair, try and speak to the ride owners, because I know they are all about music and they do enjoy their pumping music. So if there's, I suppose if there's space for a controller or for you to to get in there with your tunes, I suppose I can't really see why they'd say no. I suppose it depends on the Walsers and the space, and but like I say, they are into the music. They do like it blasting, or if you're an MC, they might even end up getting you doing a bit of MC and a bit of hyping up on the mic. Who knows? They're all into their music, so I would imagine they'd be quite buzzed just to have someone hop on and hype up their ride a little bit, and then a video gets put online, and it's like it's advertising for their ride, innit? As the Walsers we were spinning on, they won the best ride of the year award at Hull Fair, so they was the best ride at Hull Fair this year. And the lighting in there was really amazing. It was like a nightclub in there, and then the sound system was obviously just pumping. It was one of the loudest sound systems probably there. And there was a lot of attention and a lot of attraction to the fair itself because of that ride. So it was quite good. There was some guy who did like a donk MC on another waltzer, and I'd like to know where it was. And I heard like some other waltzers playing donk, but I just couldn't remember which one was the one. Where this guy was obviously spinning some lyrics on the mic. But yeah, like I say, shed load of fun. It's obviously packed up and gone now, or most of it will have probably gone by now. Some of the bigger things might still be getting packed down, like the Ferris wheels. I'm not really sure. But yeah, until next year. That was Hull Fair 2022. The prices were ridiculous. I never ate from there. Well, actually, last Saturday when it actually first opened. I got a bottle of Coke, but it was from a guy just right as you enter the fair from the Anlaby roadside, and he had bottles of Coke for £1. He was the cheapest guy on the market. On the little market section, if you like, the little food stalls, and then obviously my sister got some food and didn't eat it all, so I just finished it off. But other than that, I've not eaten there at all. I've not even actually rode on any of the rides. I've just kind of more gone and enjoyed the atmosphere, gone and done me bits on the waltzers as well, sort of DJing, and just watched everybody else enjoying themselves. That there comes to a point, I suppose, where you think like, am I a bit too old for fairs now? Am I a bit too old for going round on rides? And and I just think to myself like, maybe, who knows? But it was enjoyable just to get out there in the atmosphere, see everybody else having a good time. It's what we do in it. So anyway, people, that is going to do it for this live. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share, all the good shiz, and we shall see you next time.